Well, Peter Wright and Mervyn King about to go head-to-head in the final of the Happy Bet European Darts Open. A bit of an old pals act on stage, but it won't be for very long. Two serious competitors with the crown in their sights. Peter Wright has been one of the biggest winners for the last couple of years, really. He's already picked up 8 titles in 2017. 3 times he's reached the final before tonight of a European Tour event. 3 times he has won. Is he going to continue that level of success, Peter Wright, or are we witnessing the return of the King? Because Mervyn King hasn't beaten Peter Wright since 2014, hasn't won a single thing since 2014. That was a European Tour crown. Will Mervyn King be wearing a crown once again? I'm Chris Murphy, and a man who knows both these players pretty well, providing some insight and analysis, Paul Nicholson.
Well, it's a final that I find very hard to call. The obvious favourite is Peter Wright because of his seeding, his current form, the amount of titles he's won this year. The it factor, though, this week has been Mervyn King.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Mervyn, dethrone first. Game on.
These guys go so far back that we might need Indiana Jones to find out where they met. They've got more history than probably any couple of players.
140.
The only people who would probably dispute that are Eric Bristow and Keith Deller. They've been through everything together. But over the last few years, they've been going down their own path. Peter Wright went through the transformation, found the colour and the vibrancy of what he does now. Mervyn doing his own thing. They used to sit together at the same table. They don't do that anymore, but they still remain the best of mates.
22 years ago, they won a tournament together. They won the Gold Cup pairs. 22 years ago. Here they are in the final of the big PDC European Tour event, and £25,000 to the winner.
And anybody who finds that photograph of them hoisting that Gold Cup pairs trophy, get it on social media. It is one of the best darting photographs that you will ever find. And you'll barely recognise Peter Wright.
I believe actually PDC Europe have posted it just before we've gone on air, so if you haven't seen it, follow PDC Europe on Twitter and have a look at that. Peter Wright unrecognisable.
Mervyn looking very svelte, and a few more follicles on top of the bonce.
But now it's the unmistakable image of Peter Wright. And if he doesn't make a mistake here, he'll break Mervyn King's throw in the first leg, and that's what he's done. 1-3-6, how's that for starters?
Well, sometimes he just makes it look so easy. That had a degree of inevitability when he hit that first 60. And I tell you what, last week in Vienna, he was throwing a dart different to this, funny that. And this week he's turned up with these ones, and he looks so much better. The ones in Vienna were barely sticking in the board, they were flailing. These ones have gone in with such purpose, he's looked like a totally different animal.
Mervyn King's a man who's gone back to his old darts as well in recent times, and it's coincided with an upturn in fortune for Mervyn King. He's in his second final of the year. He's made a few quarterfinals as well. He lost out to Rob Cross at a Players' Championship event. That was the other one. Lost out 6-5. He was on 100, and Rob Cross took out 68 to win the match. It's his 5th European Tour title in total. He'd lost the first 3. Then he won the European Darts Grand Prix in Sindelfingen back in 2014. That's the last thing he won. Is the last of his 7 PDC titles. Same, Peter Wright's won 8 this year, doubling his career tally.
That's incredible, isn't it?
What is incredible is how many finals he's made, Paul. Peter Wright's played in 28 tournaments this year. This is the 13th time he's reached the final.
And I think the best one out of all of that, really, with all due respect to his UK Open, is what he did 2 days after losing the Premier League. He went and won a tour event. That showed amazing mental ability and strength to rebound.
Yeah, I spoke to Peter Wright after that, just see if Mervyn King can set this up nicely. That's set up perfectly to break straight back. Great response, but Peter Wright said winning that tournament just 2 days after that Premier League defeat to Michael van Gerwen. Meant it was out of his mind now. And Wright, just in case Mervyn doesn't hit this, has teed it with a perfect visit himself.
Massive double 9. Oh, gets it and makes the bed look bigger. Traded 177s. These guys have done this plenty of times in the past. They're just as good now as they've ever been.
Well, he saw Peter Wright take out 136 to break in the first leg, and he gave it a nod of approval, and he just hit that and walked back thinking, you know what, I'm just not going to let you have this. It has felt to me like there's been something so purposeful about Mervyn King this weekend, as if he's always had his eyes on the prize.
140.
Mervyn doesn't think about trying to qualify for different events. Yeah, it's great he's made the final. That's going to up his seeding and things like that, and that's a perk. He just wants to win this tournament.
100.
And there's a lot of players out there, I said this earlier on, that they don't come to this tournament thinking, you know what, I want to win this. They come because they want to get to a certain spot so they can get into TV events. That's the wrong mindset. The people who come to this tournament who want to genuinely just win it, they're the ones that win it.
We've seen a couple of 3 big treble visits from each player before, but Peter Wright fires in the first 180 of the match. Well, it's looking like a bit of a breakathon to start with.
That's a good word. Breakathon. Hashtag that. He's got new flights this week as well, Peter Wright. Looks like something you would get at Easter from a certain chocolate company.
44. Peter requires 54.
So let's see if he can take out a sweet 54 finish. Double top.
34.
Well, it shouldn't matter because Mervyn King is back on 216. He'd like to make a big hole in it and just apply some pressure.
That's been some leg from Wright. I think Merv
46.
might just give it the ghost, but he's left the finish just in case. 2 10s for the number 2 seed. No problem.
13 darter, third straight break of throw in this final. Peter Wright wrestles back control. Can he now start to put Mervyn King in his place? Peter Wright, very much the golden boy here in Germany.
123.
No, he's not golden today, he's orange and purple. It's a very interesting combo. It looks more like a pair of Kurt Geiger shoes.
83.
And I'm sure I've got those pajamas at home.
You might find they're not there anymore. Peter Wright's pinched them. Taken them on stage and rocked a look that only Peter Wright can rock.
Well, if he wins this tournament, I'm going to steal them back.
But this Osterman Arena is rocking here in Leverkusen. Been a roaring success. 3,000 fans packed into this arena. And they've got the wish, certainly, with Peter Wright in a final. You listen to the crowd's reaction to certain players when our MC Elmar Polka calls out their names. Michael van Gerwen often gets a slightly hostile reception. Not when he's playing, the respectful to the players. But Peter Wright gets the biggest cheer.
Yes, he does. Everywhere he goes. Interesting to see what reception he gets when he goes to China. And when he goes to Las Vegas, Snakebite takes over Vegas. I can see it now. Mervyn. This feels like he's struggling a little bit. His rhythm has got quick. He's been very deliberate all the way through this tournament, but he's quickening up. And Peter Wright's got control of this match.
Yep, down to 51 for the first hold of throw. We'll be going 19 for double 16. Pretty sure of that. Mervyn King, though, breathing down his neck.
Single 19 for double 16 for a 2-leg lead. It's there. 2-leg gap. The number 2 seed is starting to stamp his authority on this match, and he looks hungry to get yet another European title. a title which he has won in the past. This will be the first time that he will have won the same European event twice.
Yeah, Peter Wright, the number 2 seed. Mervyn King came here as an unseeded participant, beat Kim Viljonen in the first round. That was a potential banana skin after the Finn reached the quarterfinals last weekend in Vienna. King then took out the number 9 seed Ian White with a brilliant performance, average of 102.5, which he bettered in a 6-3 win against Evan Peterson, before defeating Rob Cross, who'd seen off the world number 1 Michael van Gerwen 6-2. King saw off Cross by the same scoreline, and then got past the number 5 seed and 2-time finalist this year on the European Tour, Michael Smith, 6-4 in the semi-final.
Let's not forget as well, Murph, that last week when he played Kim Viljonen, he had a bit of an out of sorts game. I still feel he was using the wrong kit. This week, he's definitely using the right kit.
Yeah, that's Peter Wright, who lost out to Kim Viljonen last week, but finds himself in the final once again, having seen off Robbie Green, Stephen Bunting, Dave Chisnell and Mensur Suljovic with plenty of darts like this. And he's down to 161, a shot that we've seen him hit in the final of a European Tour already this year.
It doesn't look like there's anybody sitting down in this arena. It has been sensational, this tournament, all week.
Well, they'll be staying on their feet if he finds this finish. He's not going to, but Mervyn King is going to have to dig deep into his reserves and pull out a huge shot now.
Single 20 or treble 20. Single now. Oh, he's gone for tops. Oh, it's dipped at the end.
Yeah.
Didn't want to gamble on the 20 just in case it bust his score. But now Peter Wright's got 15 double 8.
Didn't have enough petrol into that one. Dip before finding the target, and if Peter Wright finds this target, Mervyn King faces an uphill task. 4-1 to Snakebite. And another break of throw. Mervyn King yet to hold his throw in this match.
Boy, did Peter Wright stare down that double 8. And we know why. He's got a love-hate relationship with that double. It's given him a lot of satisfaction in the past, but it's broken his heart a couple of times too. And right now he looks like a man who's not about to be denied.
Yeah, 10th final on the European Tour for Snakebite Wright. A win here would increase his success rate in those deciders to 50%. The success rate in 2017 in Euro Tour finals is 100%.
48.
And you can see there the disparity in the averages. A man who is used to winning tournaments of late, playing his best darts in the final. A man who is not, playing his worst darts in the final.
I think that's the key.
40.
Peter Wright is so used to being here right now at this time on a Sunday. It feels like home. It's like he's sat on the couch with a cup of tea watching the golf.
60.
But he's not. He's in full regalia, arrows in hand, thunderclap at the back, ready to win another title. And he's gunning for the finish line.
121.
Mervyn King has 5 victories against Peter Wright.
100.
Lost the last 5 though, hasn't beaten him for over 3 years, and it doesn't look like he's going to add to that tally tonight.
60.
Peter Wright just tees up tops.
No point going tops there. Absolutely no point. Did the right thing. But a 180 from King leaves a finish. You never know. Tops for Wright to go 5-1 to the good. No problem whatsoever.
Peter Wright celebrates Mervyn Reign first. Game on.
Well, that was Mervyn's first 180. If he's going to come back from this position, he's going to have to find a few more of those. But he's finding them.
Well, one of the reasons why he's got more 180s than Peter Wright is because he has actually played one more match. But
44.
even with that, he has been sensational all week. If he can come back from this, oh boy.
This would be 3 180s in a row.
25.
Well, he's told me in the past that he's done 7.
I've seen him, he's done it on TV before, 3 180s in a row, when the opponent's finished off the leg and he's kicked off the next leg with a 180.
Are you trying to say that he's quite good?
I think that the viewers don't need us to tell them that. They can see it for themselves if they've been watching this weekend anyway.
Well, another 180 there would have left double 8. And I think he knew that. He's definitely in command of this leg, and he does need them all now. He needs everything. He's relaxed. The smile is back. He knows what he's got to do. He's just going to pitch away and do what he can. Double 8.
I think he must be thinking, why have I started this now? Why not from the off? And I could have been 5-1 up instead of Peter.
Funny old game, isn't it, sometimes?
Well, will this little barrage from Mervyn King be enough to just rattle the snake? Double 8. There it is. Well, a journey of 1,000 miles. Paul starts with but a single step.
Very philosophical from you there, Chris Murphy. And I'm not going to let the rattlesnake pun go by without a tipping of my hat. That was very good.
100.
Well, have to mention, and Peter would concur, Mervyn taught Peter everything.
99.
He's got a lot of respect for Mervyn King and what he showed him in the big game of darts back in the 90s. But now it's all about Peter Wright and what he does with his darts. He's used the experience, the tips, the tricks, the know-how that Mervyn taught him. I don't think this will be the last final we see from these guys.
Well, he might wish that he hadn't taught him everything, hadn't he? If he thrashes him 6-2 in this final. They have met 15 times before. I mentioned Mervyn King had beaten Peter 5 times. Wright's won the last 5 meetings, 10 in total. They'd never met beyond the last 16 of a tournament before.
First time I ever saw them play against each other was in Irvine in Scotland. And Peter won that game. It was an incredible match. Lots of big finishes from Mervyn, but ultimately Peter was too good that day.
Well, it was 6-2 that day. That was their first meeting back in 2009. Peter Wright down to 101. Mervyn King gets himself down to a finish. It's a huge one, and it might be one that he does not get a go at.
Peter Wright for the title. For the title of European champion in the European Open. It's Peter Wright yet again in 2017.
Peter Snakebite Wright does not give any gift to his old pal Mervyn King in this final. Snakebite saving his best for last. A 6-2 triumph over Mervyn King, who holds his opponent's arm aloft in the air. The King will not be crowned a European Tour champion tonight. He's won one before, but Peter Wright has now moved into an outright second place in terms of European Tour titles. 5 for him, 4 of which have come this year. Keeps up his 100% record in European Tour finals in 2017, wins a 9th title of the year, and he grew and grew into the tournament. And when you do that, that's how you win titles, Paul Nicholson.
Incredible. Peter Wright, what a rebound from last week where he had an early exit and no ranking money last week. He's got a few ranking points this week. Peter Wright can be very proud of the work he's done from Austria to get here. He is a champion once again, and what a season he's having, Chris Murphy.
Yeah, wonderful weekend for Mervyn King, and a few other players have to doff your cap to the likes of John Henderson and Rob Cross, who beat Michael Van Gogh. But ultimately, Peter Wright has been the dominant force on the European Tour, and he turned up the heat a little bit too much for Mervyn King. Peter Wright, a 6-2 winner. He is the Happy Bet European Darts Open champion, and he's going to sign a few autographs and lap up the applause and the acclaim from this brilliant 3,000 strong Leverkusen crowd. And then we're going to hand over to our presentation party and get a few words from the runner-up Mervyn King and the winner Peter Snakebite Wright.
Und zunächst darf ich den CEO der PDC Europe herzlich begrüßen, Werner von Moltke.
Please, guys, I know you got to listen to English here, and mate, seriously, that guy there has played some fantastic darts all day. I couldn't answer that tonight. Worthy winner. Please put your hands together. Peter Wright.
Runner-up. Und damit erhält er ein Preisgeld in Höhe von 10.000 Pfund. Ist the King, Mervyn King. Und der Sieger der Happy Bet European Darts Open 2017, er bekommt ein Preisgeld in Höhe von 25.000 Pfund, ist Snakebite Peter Wright. Peter, just a question. Congratulations. There was a great final average of 103. You just lost 14 legs in the whole tournament. That's very, very strong and consistent.
Well, obviously after playing my best in the final, obviously I'm playing Mervyn, who's already beaten everyone else in the other half. So I got lucky enough I played my best game in the final. And you know, the crowd got me hyped up, and so I really focused, and all my adrenaline was crazy. Obviously a 1-3-6 in the first leg to break Mervyn's throw, which is, you know, it's very difficult to do. Yeah. But you know, we got respect to Mervyn. He's worked really hard to come back where he is now, and his result. If you look at his results this year so far, loads of semi-finals, finals in the floor tournaments, and I think he's coming back. So watch out, everybody. You know.
Großer Respekt also vor Mervyn King. Und Peter sagt, er musste auch sein bestes Match hier im Finale spielen. Das war ein enges Ding und es war wichtig für ihn, dass er das mit guter Qualität bestreiten konnte. Peter, the fourth European Tour win in 2017. What is the difference in compared to the past?
I'll let Michael have last week's. I just learned all the beatings I got off of Michael and other players, and I took that on board and transferred that into wins. The mistakes you make, you learn from it.
Er sagt, der Unterschied zur Vergangenheit, zu der Zeit vor 2017 war, dass er teilweise seine Chance noch nicht ganz nutzen konnte und dadurch auch Michael van Gerven immer wieder die Nase vorne hatte. Merv, just one question. Congratulations for a great tournament. I know once you're in the final, you want to win this whole thing, but as an unseeded player to reach the final of the European Tour, that's big.
You've only got to look back at what are you doing? Do you know what? This man I've known for 20 years, and he's never ever changed. He's still the joker that I've known for 20 years, but he's a damn better dart player now than he used to be. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't go all the way. The man played superb tonight. You're looking at a qualifier here. I haven't been seeded for this tournament, and do you know what? I've done really well, and I'm very proud of what I've done. Unfortunately, I failed at the last hurdle, but what a hurdle to fail at, eh? I mean, look, Peter Wright. Cheers, guys. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Ja, Mervyn King sagt, er ist stolz auf das, was er hier geleistet hat, als ungesetzter Spieler das Finale zu erreichen. Die letzte Hürde konnte er leider nicht mehr nehmen. Die beiden kennen sich seit ganz, ganz vielen Jahren und sind eng befreundet, haben engen Bezug zueinander. Peter, last question to you. What's going to come up in 2017? How many tournaments do you want to win? 12, 14, 16?
All of them, of course. Then I'll retire.
Okay, er gewinnt also jedes Turnier in 2017 und hört dann ganz einfach auf. Also, das waren sie, die Happy Bet European Darts Open 2017. Ein großes Dankeschön geht auch an euch, dass ihr mit dabei wart. Knapp 15.000 Zuschauer hier in Leverkusen in der Ostermann Arena. Es war ein tolles Wochenende. Wir haben hochklassige Darts erlebt. Wir hatten aber auch, wie wir das aus dem Rheinland kennen, eine wunderbare Stimmung. Vielen, vielen Dank dafür. Kommt gut und sicher nach Hause. Und ihr wisst, im Oktober, da gibt es die World Series of Darts. Das nächste Event im Rheinland in Düsseldorf in der Castello Arena. Für euch die nächste Chance, die Top Guns dann einmal live zu erleben. Jetzt wird Peter noch einige Autogramme geben. Und ich denke auch das letzte Foto, das wird jetzt noch geschossen.